Hey, I'm Alexander, and today we're going to take a look at the planar magnetic IEMs from MOONDROP called Stellaris. This unit was kindly provided by Shenzhen Audio in exchange for my honest review. As always, I am not paid to say anything in particular about the product, and all thoughts and opinions in today's episode are my own. Stellaris is a new IEM from MOONDROP, and it features a 14.5mm planar magnetic driver with a sub-nanometer diaphragm and high-precision magnetic array. The IEMs currently retail for $109. The IEMs come in a large carton box. On the front of the box there's an anime illustration, which is quite typical for MOONDROP. On the back of the box there's an illustration of expanded IEMs, the list of technical specifications, and frequency response graph. In the box we have Stellaris planar magnetic IEMs, detachable cable, 3 pairs of silicone ear tips, 3 pairs of foam ear tips, a carrying case with a magnetic lid, QC certificate, user manual, and anime postcard. Impedance of IEMs is 36 ohms and sensitivity is 117 dB. Cable is removable and it has 0.78mm 2-pin connectors. Now let's talk about design and build. The IEM shells are large and are surprisingly robust, and they are made out of 2 parts. MOONDROP mentioned that the IEM have acoustic cavities inside, which explains the emphasis on the front cavity and bigger shell size. The iridescent finish of the shells changes the color varying on viewing angle and light conditions. The faceplate design reminds me of the MOONDROP Starfields. The shells are in a glossy blue color with moon and stars in gold accents. The IEMs also have one vent which is located on the inside part of each shell. The nozzles are on the longer side and there is a small lip in the end of each nozzle that helps with ear tips retainment. The IEM's 2-pin connector are also located quite conveniently. Now a couple of words about fit and comfort. IEMs are not very comfortable, and it took me some time to experiment with fit and the seal. Each IEM weighs 14 grams, but luckily it has a great weight distribution, so you won't feel its weight in your ears. But the nozzles are long and they go deep in your ear canals, which combined with a massive shell gives you an unusual fit and feel, which might be a deal breaker for some people. I personally started to feel a slight discomfort after 1 hour of wearing it, and I had to take short breaks during long listening sessions. The cable that comes with this IEM is good. It's 1.2 meters long, silver-plated cable with an angled 3.5mm connector on one end and 2 0.78 2-pin connectors on the other ends. The wire colors resemble the color scheme of the IEM. If I'm not mistaken, the same cable comes with MOONDROP SSR, it's just in a different color. The cable also features a splitter with the MOONDROP logo and a metal chin slider. Overall, the cable quality is good and it's low in microphonics. Now let's talk about the sound. Please note that all sound impressions that I'm sharing on my channel are completely subjective, so please take them with a grain of salt. Being a planar magnetic IEM, Stellaris requires a powerful source. My Galaxy S10, for example, didn't have enough power to get this pair to my preferred levels of volumes and make this pair shine. MOONDROP Down Deck, on the other hand, provided more than enough power and the synergy was great too. The Stellaris closely follows VDSF target response, which is MOONDROP's in-house tuning. I'm familiar with this tuning, but Stellaris still sounds to me very bright, as the mids and treble are up front on this pair. The bass on this IEM has a good body, texture and feel. Sub-bass is well extended and mid-bass has a good impact. The bass is also fast and you can distinguish notes in busy passages. Overall, the bass performance on this pair is solid and quite detailed, but I personally expected a bit more rumble from a planar magnetic driver when it's paired with a powerful source. Mids on this IEM are a bit of mixed bag for me. Lower mids lack some authority, while upper mids are frequently shouty and harsh. I wouldn't call upper mids 100% sibilant, but they are really upfront and full of energy. With such focus there's a lot of detail in mid-range, but is it good and necessary? Well, that's a different story. Female vocals are sometimes harsh and borderline sibilant, but other than that vocals mostly sound forward and are quite transparent. Instruments in the mid-range have a strong presence with a lot of details, they are quite saturated and textured. The treble on this pair is well extended, energetic and crisp. Crisp almost to the point when the treble easily becomes sibilant on some recordings. There is a lot of air and sparkle in the treble, but on some recordings the treble sounds a bit artificial. Detail retrieval on the other hand is amazing, and depending on the type of the recording, this pair either reveals all the important micro details of the recording or its flaws. Overall the treble is crisp and detailed, but as I already mentioned, on some recordings it's just too upfront. Soundstage width and depth is good for this price point. The Stellaris also have good instrument separation, imaging and layering. Clarity on this IEM is great, and detail retrieval is the main technical advantage of this pair, as it reveals all the extra stuff in the recordings, making well-recorded and mastered music sound superb. Let's summarize. MOONDROP Stellaris is definitely a very interesting pair of IEMs from a well-known manufacturer, but its tuning is not for everyone. The bright sound signature with upfront and energetic mids and treble might be too much for some listeners. Pros: beautiful shells design, excellent detail retrieval, good dynamics and instrument separation, IEMs are crisp and transparent, good imaging, incredible texture, tight, fast and textured bass, and a good stock cable. Cons: long nozzles go deep into ear canal, making the fit a bit uncomfortable, the shells are big and slightly heavy, mids and treble are too energetic and upfront for my taste, vocals sometimes sound a bit harsh, and the treble can be hot if you're a treble sensitive person. Despite a few cons, technicalities-wise, Stellaris is a very solid performer that provides great instrument separation, detail retrieval, and clarity in its price range. Tuning-wise, it really depends. If you are looking for a warm-sounding laid-back IEM, you need to look elsewhere. But those who like neutral bright tuning with forward mids and extra energy in the treble will like this pair. Alright guys, that's all from me for today, and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video updates. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.